whenever you start to print make, before you start the actual printing process, you want to make sure that you have everything you need ready to go at your station before you start inking up the plate. Once you get the ink on the plate, it dries pretty quickly, so you want to make sure you've got everything you need. In this case, you'll need your stamp, and you'll need a practice paper, or the final paper if you're ready. And you've already done the practice. To start with, you are going to put ink at the top of the plate. Don't get too much, but just squeeze out of the tubes like a toothbrush or toothpaste. So just squeeze it to the top there. Then you want to use the brayer, which is this tool. It has a rubber roller on the handle. There's a black bar here. When you are done with your printing, make sure you set it on the bar as opposed to on the rubber. The rubber will warp over time if that gets too much pressure on it, so just to always set it on the bar. It's just a good habit. Then touch the ink and start to roll out your area. When you're rolling, you want to be lifting the brayer and touching it back down on the surface. Then rotate your brayer and lift and touch again. The goal here is that you are spreading the ink into a consistent square, no larger or barely larger than the size of the brayer on both sides. You want to keep the ink tight and contained to this space. If you go large, you simply dry out the ink and waste it. Small, in this case, is better. Then, once you have a good coating of ink here, you're going to spread the ink onto your stamp. This, you can use a back and forth rolling motion to completely coat the top level of your stamp. Once you feel like you've coated your stamp completely, set your brayer down and get ready to print. The best way to do that is with the paper and lining up on 2 corners for the first one and 1 edge for the next. You can use a wooden spoon then to rub the back of the paper to get a good transfer. Be careful you're not shifting the paper as you rub, because that will cause your print to smear. You don't have to pound or tap, just rub to get good texture. Then lift off and you'll see your cool stamp. You can then repeat this process and ink it up again. The second time you ink shouldn't take as long. You could also do this by doing it this way, lining up the stamp on the paper, and then before you pull the stamp off, carefully pick it up, flip it over, and then rub the paper side. It does not make sense to put pressure on the stamp itself. It's actually the paper that you need to rub on. So, there you go. There's 2 stamps. I've done my practice. I've got the process. I'm ready for my full finished project. To finish this for the day, I want to make sure I wash my stamp. Make sure you rub on the stamp under the water to wash off all the ink so the channels don't get clogged for the next time that you would like to use this to print with.